Welcome back everyone to Redstoning with Steve, and this is episode 2 of season 3 of Redstoning with Steve. Yeah, I got that right. And today we'll actually be going over a device made by, of course, the amazing Cubehamster, and I just can't stay away from stuff he makes just because it's so awesome. I don't know what draws me to him. It's just so innovative. So I'm going over a device that actually really intrigued me when I first saw it, and that is his automated shop with customizable ratios, and it is a bit of a beast. So we're going to get right into it. So I'll just go over quickly just how it works, I guess, to put it simply. We've got a trade 5 to 8. Which in this case implies you put in 5 gold bars and you get 8 apples in return. We've already got apples in there, so that's the receiving chest, and this is enter payment. Not really sure how we got that in a hopper. I'll have to investigate. So I've been advised to only put multiples of 5 in. So we're going to put in... I'll take these apples out first, just so clear chest. 5. And we can see 8 have been dispensed in. And yeah, this is fully customizable. We come down here and we make it, so we'll make it... this is the receiving. Purple is for the stuff that gets spat out, the output, and green is for the input. So I think that's a bit pricey. I only want to make it 2 gold bars. So we'll put 2 redstone in there. It is now 2 gold bars. So we put in 2. 2 gold bars for 8 apples. Apparently... Okay, maybe I need to just put another 2 in. It was a little odd like this. Okay, it still outputs 8. I thought I knew how to use this. We'll chuck in... We'll go 2 now. Yeah, there we go. So I just need to run another cycle. It should go up to 16? Yep. Alright, so I just needed to run another cycle. Okay. It's a bit weird. You kind of have to, when you input the new thing, you have to run it a cycle or 2 just to reset it. It didn't take that long before when I changed it. But I'm going to put this back to 5, just so it matches what it was originally, and have a good look at this because I'm going to be tearing this apart and dissecting it. So there we go, guys. I've stripped back pretty much every non-essential block. I've just kept these in just so you can get a kind of reference. But yeah, upon first look, it's a beast. Look at this. Pistons everywhere, redstone blocks. Got some droppers in here. We got a furnace. Oh, not sure what that's about, but yeah, just have a good look at it. And this is remembering that green is the input and purple is the output. Output actually looks a bit bigger, doesn't it? So I like to go over and look at some stuff that I like. I can see this comparator is outputting a signal strength of 1. And when we put something in it, it will output another signal strength. This looks a bit interesting. You can see this is the a pulsar, and you can see this redstone block is probably going to interact with these 2 hoppers, and you can see this over here as well. It's going to interact with these 2 hoppers. You can also see it's some sort of clock setup because the hoppers are connected to each other. And we've got a redstone torch and 5, and a redstone torch and 8. The redstone torch, I'm pretty sure, is there just to kind of offset the timings, just to make sure it's just 1 extra little bit, I'm pretty sure. So the gold, we find out where all the crap's going. The gold's being stored here and being funneled down to here, so that's kind of a secondary source. This hopper must be turned off by something. Yeah, it's turned off by this. Okay. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, where the apples are. The apples are actually being stored here, and you can see they're being funneled in, hopper, into the dropper, which gets pushed up into the chest. Yep, that's pretty good. And you can see this redstone light flashing, and you can probably tell that that's going to activate the dropper, isn't it? Because it's got the comparator coming out. And whenever, because whenever something gets in the dropper, it sends a pulse back to this redstone lamp, and the dropper then spits it out. So you have to feed the items in slow enough so it can achieve that. In fact, it starts a clock. I lie. And that's actually my favorite type of clock. You can actually do it without this redstone dust here, but that's just to activate the redstone lamp. But this forms a small clock of its own. I know that. So whenever there's something in this, it'll spit it out. How the input works is quite simple as well. This hopper feeds into this dropper, and normally, well, actually there's only one place for stuff in this dropper to go, and that is to here. That is the only place it can go. When the apples actually get into this dropper, however, the apples cannot be spat into this one because it's already full with gold bars. The reason this clock's not activating is probably because something's holding it off. Well, I'm missing a block here. It should be that. Not sure I just need to replace it. Okay. So that should activate the clock when we go into it, and yeah, you can see that it's actually been spat out into the top chest anyway. So that's pretty easy. It gets funneled down here. You can see this is not pointing into the bottom hopper. If this was pointing into the bottom hopper, these items would always funnel down into it, regardless of whether the hopper was powered or not, but it's facing away, so that's not the case. And it's actually got a comparator. You can actually use the comparator like this. I actually found that out yesterday, which is interesting. And that is coming down, pairing this, and coming back into another comparator here. And I believe that's just to save space. Yeah, that's just a little space saver there. It saves having to go round and putting a repeater in there. Basically, it comes down. It's only outputting a signal strength of 1, but when we put a gold bar in here, it's just the threshold for this signal strength to be 2, which gets put into here, which will deactivate this comparator, and therefore allow this hopper to actually accept items. So it will funnel that 1 gold bar down, but having recognized it's only got this many in it again, this signal strength will return to 1, thereby pairing this hopper, and it can't accept items. So whenever more than this amount of items is in this hopper, it will funnel down, but whenever it gets back to this amount, the system will shut off and will not allow any more items. This is actually a pretty ingenious space saver. It's just got the 1 redstone torch into a comparator and just comparing the signals. And it's actually a signal strength of 1. So when you put the signal strength of 1 here, it will compare them. 1 minus 1 is 0. Must subtract mode. 1 minus 1, 0. Yep. So it'll turn off. This is just funneled into here, and which is, as stated before, funneled into the bottom there. Now, this little contraption here is actually quite important, and I'll explain that right now. To put it simply, this next little bit is the redstone wire that pretty much puts the entire device in motion. Basically, whenever a gold bar, an amount of gold bars that is more than this, is contained in this chest, this signal strength will turn to 2, pairing this and pairing this piston. And the amount of gold bars more than 2 is actually totally irrelevant. So the amount of gold bars you put in it right here is actually, it doesn't matter. You could put 1 in here and it would actually activate this. I believe. It should. No, I'm lying. No, this is set up. That's why it needed the extra cycle, because this is set up for 5 gold bars. If it was set up for more gold bars to enter, this would have less in it, because only when it reaches the 5th gold bar in this setup will this turn to 2, signal strength of 2, and activate this piston. And you can see around here, this little thing, is hooked up to that. And actually with the timing that allows the 5 redstone to pass between there, it will actually funnel 5 of the gold bars into this chest down here. So that's pretty much what's going on. And the redstone torch is in there just because of the extra tick needed to activate the repeater. Now what this bit does, and this is pretty important, this bit, is when this activates, this block pushes out to here, allows the signal to pass through here. This activates a 1 tick pulse through to here. This redstone block will be pushed to this position where that wool is. This hopper is now deactivated and will allow the redstone, first the redstone torch and then the 5 redstone to pass to this hopper. While this is happening, you can see, let's say after the first tick of this happening, the first tick, this gets put to here, this redstone torch gets put into here. That's just the first tick. That's before any of the redstone passes through. You can see that both of these comparators will be activated. And this continues until all the redstone is passed to here. So you can see both of these torches, because they're being powered by the comparators, both the torches will be off whenever there is items passing through here. So that gives the timing. That gives, because if there was more, like 64, if this was all full, it would take, these torches would stay off forever, and it will cause, and you can see this is hooked up, and it will cause a lot of gold to funnel down into it, and you need to throw a lot of gold in here to actually start this thing up. And this, I believe, just connects to a redstone torch, which I believe, and I can't remember quite from before, it's hard to get into this place. Yeah, it powers, well, it depowers, and this redstone torch goes on up here, and let's get up there. Oh god, I've lost it again. Dang it. So it goes to here. It's the block next to this dropper. So it powers this, and apparently a wooden sword. I haven't looked at this bit yet. It must dispense a wooden sword into here. And definitely powers this. It'll compare the signals here and turn this torch off, I believe. Oh wait, no, the dispenser stays in this one. Okay, that makes sense. What will happen is this block will be powered by this torch. This will fire the wood sword. Realistically, this could be any item, literally any item, I believe. You can see this hopper's funneling back. You can see it'll get spat into there and then instantly back, which will power this comparator and allow this piston to quickly pulse back, which means that this signal will go through down to here, and form the 1 tick pulse. So basically now we've covered the input section, and you can see there's a timing to allow the 5 gold bars to pass through. The output section, it looks a lot different, but it operates in exactly the same fashion. This setup here, with the 2 torches, 2 comparators, and this little setup here, you can see the little setup here, 2 comparators, torch there, torch here, and you can see they're both hooked up to exactly the same line. You can see that it will be kept on for as long as this takes to pass to the other hopper. When it deactivates this, when both these torches are deactivated, this torch will go on and power this. So it will basically, what will it do? It will, if we get a redstone torch in our bar, it will turn that off. Compare the signals, it will just turn this comparator off. So it basically deactivates this. It's a bit of a formality, I believe, just to kind of deactivate this, make sure nothing kind of goes on, because the circuit may loop back on itself somewhere, and that might just be to stop any more gold bars funneling through, or to stop a kind of loop in the circuit. So that's kind of just funneling back on itself. The main thing is, though, it will turn this repeater off, which will put this hopper on for as long as it takes to pass through there, voila, we transport our apples down to this dropper. This dropper activates its own clock. As said before, we'll fire every apple up into here. And there you go. That is your automated shop. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little explanation. I found, to be honest, looking at this for the first time, I had absolutely no idea what was going on. I'm still fairly unfamiliar with hoppers. In fact, I'm okay with them now. I've kind of got the general gist of their mechanics, but I would have never thought of doing something like this. That just would never occur to me. And yeah, other stuff, the other bit, I only figured that clock thing out with the dropper yesterday, just through messing around. This thing took me a while to figure out. I only figured out you could put the block in between the comparator yesterday as well. So it's a lot of little things that it's just, you need some understanding of the hopper mechanics, and the hoppers are really, really strange to work with. I want to use this comparing of the signal a little bit more as well, and there is a bit where it is used again. I can't find it. But yeah, I got to get used to the idea of doing this and kind of funneling the items down. But yeah, overall, I really, really like this design. I got to hand it to Cubehamster. He thinks of some crazy stuff. As usual, world download right below you, and of course a link to Cubehamster's video and channel, standard practice in this series. And also I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to one of my buddies on YouTube, Gus Gold. He actually made a very, very compact version of this. I highly recommend you go check his video out. He said he made you a tutorial. I don't know. Better go check his video out to find out. So I'll be free to answer any questions you have about this down in the comment section, of course. Any queries you have about this, anything you didn't think was explained well enough, I'll be happy to explain it. And of course, if you want any Minecrafters or YouTubers or whatever, doesn't even have to be a YouTuber. If you find a design on the Reddit or the Redstone Reddit, by the way, get on that. Any design you think you want, you look at it and you think, how does that work? And you want explained, I'm more than happy to go over it. Leave your video response, whatever. I don't care, because I just want more stuff to kind of investigate on this series. So I've probably gone a bit over time. Usually I stick to 10 minutes, but I think I've gone way over that. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you very soon for episode 3. Take care.